Hey everyone, it's Bumblebee, and I talk about everything hiking, backpacking, and camping. So if these topics interest you, please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and hit the bell icon so you can get notifications when I upload new content. Today I'm going to be working on my hammock. I'll be changing out a few items on it for something that's a little bit better quality. One of the first things I'm going to work on is changing out the continuous loop. So I have two new continuous loops here. I got these from Hammock Gear. I'll leave a link in the description below. Notice they're two different colors. One's going to be for the head end and one's going to be for the foot end. It is a symmetrical hammock, so it doesn't matter which way you lay in it. But I want to know when I'm hanging it up which end that my peak bag is going to be in. This way, that's where I want my head facing, and if I need to set the hammock in a certain direction, I know which way that is. This way, it's a lot easier to get into the peak bag, and it's a lot easier to reach too. I also have a new ridgeline. This is a fixed ridgeline, so it is 108 inches long. It's what's in the hammock currently as far as the length goes. This, along with the continuous loops, is made with 7/64 inch amsteel, otherwise known by a few other names, Dyneema cordage, or the other trade name of Spectra. I also have a new ridgeline organizer. This is also by Hammock Gear. It has a lot more pockets. It's a bit bigger than what I have, and it's also got Velcro here to attach it to the ridgeline, so I don't have to feed the ridgeline through it. One nice thing about the continuous loop and the ridgeline that I've switched to, being what it's made of, it has a 1,500 pound rating. So I'm definitely not going to be that heavy, nor is my gear that's going to be in it. So definitely going to be not worrying about my safety with it. The ridgeline that's in it currently is a paracord type of cordage, which stretches. There'll be a little stretch here, but not that much once it gets settled in. So, but the paracord is going to change length over time. And I want to keep the length of my hammock for my sag at that 108 inches because that was very comfortable. So it's a rainy day, so I'm inside working on this, but let me show you what I'm going to do. So I'm starting on the foot end of the hammock. It doesn't really matter which end you start on, just as long as you know which end it is. If you're using two different colors of continuous loop, so you know which is the right one to put in. But first, I'm going to need to get this loosened up a bit. It's a little tight, but this is why I got the pliers here. And since it is a webbing material, I'm not overly worried about damaging it. I just want to make sure that I'm careful to not damage the hammock itself. That wasn't too bad to get loose. Get it out of here. So I'm gonna pull this end out a little bit because that's where the ridgeline is connected to it. So make sure you don't pull that all the way through. But I'm going to take a little bit of cordage, which I'm actually using some guy line here. I'm going to tie off onto this continuous loop. I'll make sure I got a nice secure knot. This way, I'm going to be able to pull that continuous loop back through, because unlike some gathered hammocks, this is a little bit tighter because it is sewn here. So I will pull this through here and kind of work the end through there. Some people tie the their cordage that they're using onto the continuous loop and then a piece onto the one that they're taking off. I'm doing a little differently just because I have a very long piece, and this is guy line, and I don't want to cut it since I want to use it again for its intended purpose. So here I got my continuous loop. I'm going to try to tie a better knot here, because when it kind of was starting to come loose pretty easily. Kind of get it worked in there. And you want to be careful you don't get that go all the way back through. So, see, I was holding it with my finger. So before I go any further, let me run that line through there so I don't lose it. But I'm going to go ahead and take off my current ridge line and put in the new one. It should just pull right through. Do my knot, and then we'll just run the continuous loop through the end loop on the ridge line, and then we'll pull it through the other end. I'm going to kind of get that pulled all the way through and tighten it up. It'll tighten up more when you go laying it the first time. So that's the first one. We got it changed out. Same procedure on the other side. All right. So I've got to do two things here. One, I'm going to put this through there, which I'll explain to you in a little bit what I am doing. And I've got to get this here. So I want to make sure we don't lose this end. All right. So now we're going to feed what was the continuous loop through there into the new one, and the ridge line through the new one. And that through itself. Let's pull that ridge line through, and that old continuous loop through. All right. Hopefully I got all that in the camera shot. But so, now you see we have this right here. And this is kind of where the old peak bag hooked through. It had a little loop on it that came through and went around the continuous loop. I'm doing is the old Sawyer mesh bag that your filter and the little squeeze bags and the syringe and everything that came in. I'm going to use this as a peak bag. And it has a little loop on the end. I'm going to take a little carabiner. It's one I've got available right now. I'm probably going to swap it out for something a little bit smaller. But I hook it on there, and voila, there is my peak bag. I can open it from this end, stuff my stuff in there that I need, whatever it might be, and close it back up. And there's the continuous, the fixed ridge line runs all the way through. And then all there's left to do is attach the new ridgeline organizer. So try not to get the cordage in the Velcro. Get it right there in the little spot where the mesh is on the bag. That way you can slide your ridge line and place it where you need to, your organizer, where you need it. But yeah, so there it is. Very easy. So hopefully that helped you guys to be a little more comfortable or confident that in changing this out. Tangled up here, but so when I hang this up, when I'm pulling out of the bag, and I know which way I'm wanting to be getting in and out, when I have the bug net on, I can look at the colors and I know how to set my hammock up. Hopefully that helped you to give you an idea of what you need to do to change out those items. Like I said, I got everything from Hammock Gear. There'll be a link to each in the description. It's a very simple process. Don't let it overwhelm you. Just take your time and you'll be okay with it. I mean, this is my first hammock. There were some fears that, am I going to screw it up? Never done anything like this. So, but it's really easy. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments and I will try to help you out. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.